Why is my product not making money? Why am I not getting sales? I'm looking at all of these competitors and all of them have very high revenues. So the logical thing is that my product should also be getting those sales because I've looked at the data, right? Well, actually, wrong. There are a lot of reasons why Amazon products fail. I mean, really a lot of reasons. One of the most common ones is people think that they need more Amazon reviews, and if they have more reviews, they can actually get the sales. Well, I guess that's a double-edged sword because for some of you, it will be a very big relief to know that that is not the number one reason why Amazon products fail. And for the rest of you, it might be a letdown because you always wish and you hope that if you can get 5 more reviews, 100 more reviews, then you can actually start to see an increase in your sales. But in today's video, we're actually going to be covering the number one reason why your Amazon or any other Amazon product doesn't get the sales that you think it needs to get. And no, it's not the most common reason that people tend to spew out saying, oh, you just need more reviews. That's actually the least of your concerns. And how do I know this? Well, actually, let's take a pause right here. Maybe I should introduce myself for those of you who are first-timers on the channel. My name is Karina and I teach Amazon FBA. Hello, welcome to my channel. Subscribe and like the video. But let's get on with this. How do I know this? Well, from experience, and the number one thing I can tell you is that I've had several products that, honestly, I put up, optimize everything, and some of them, even before running PPC, they start to get organic sales. So before PPC, keep in mind that these products don't even have reviews yet. So that's very strange, right? And that goes very counterintuitive, or actually counter fact-based to everything you're taught in Amazon, which is, you know, you need X amount of reviews. You need to be running X amount of PPC, spending this much money on PPC. And while all of that is true, and there is kind of an algorithmic statistical strategy to this all, the fact of the matter is a good product is a good product. And a market that has traction, you will see it very, very fast. There, like I mentioned, it is kind of, this is not how all products go, so I don't want you to feel like this is what your product needs to do and to be successful and to function. Of course, reviews are necessary. Of course, PPC is only going to help your products, but that is not why your product is not selling. And I'm going to get into the literally number one reason why it's not selling and kind of how to counter that. Because a good product will get sales and you will not have to push it. And I know this because I've had products that just glide with the sales, and I've also had products that you have to scrape and optimize and re-optimize and do all of these crazy things unnecessarily because it's just not a product in the right market. And that brings me to my point of you are not in the right market, and we're gonna get into the details of that. But product research is so important. If you know me, any of my videos, if you're in any of my programs, I have literally a playlist, probably has over 80 videos now of product research, probably nearing 100, if not over 100. But I just really stress product research, and not just product research, but more of market research and going into kind of a low risk, unsaturated markets. And perhaps that might not excite some people because of what they want and kind of the unrealistic reality that they kind of put together for themselves. And I don't blame them because they see all these ads saying one product can do $100,000 a month in sales. But if you are in markets like that, and let's actually talk about the reason why your Amazon product is not selling, is you're probably in one of those markets. Not a market with high reviews, forget about that, that's obvious. Everybody knows not to go into markets with high reviews, but you're in a market that is getting too many sales. You're in a market that is just so oversaturated. And I see this time and time again, everywhere, literally everywhere. If you just take a look at the market, the drop down screenshot of all the numbers, it's very obvious to see from there. And then if you do deeper digging, you will also see it. So let's, for example, take a product, right? A product that has really good revenue. Say it's doing 30,000 a month, 50,000 a month, 100,000 a month, whatever, or just hundreds of thousands of dollars even. Those markets are all over Amazon, and people really want to get into those markets because they think a magical fairy is going to come, wave their wand around, and they're going to be making those sales. Well, that's actually not true, because you have to think of the literally number one way that Amazon functions is your sales velocity is literally determined by your ranking on the first page. Of course, there's more complexities to it, but for the main part, the more visibility you have, the more you're going to sell. And if your product is not on page one, no one's seeing you. So my next question to you is, how do you plan to rank on page one? If you know anything about Amazon, you know that the rankings go off of velocity, sales velocity. The more you sell, the more you rank. So say you are a new time private label seller, you're going to this market, everyone has hundreds of thousands of dollars of sales, and obviously reviews, maybe not even crazy reviews, maybe they have like 200 reviews, right? Nothing intense. But how are you planning on selling that same amount to rank with them? Are you going to do it with PPC? Because PPC costs are going to be very pricey because you're competing against all of these sellers that are going to be bidding higher. So you probably won't win in PPC, all right. Maybe you'll get a few sales here and there, but it's never going to be enough to match the sales velocity of all those sellers, even if you put all of your money into PPC. So then you think, okay, I'm going to do giveaways, right? So, okay, giveaways, there's two parts to it, right? There's the old way of doing it, which doesn't work anymore, which is giving away units at a very high percentage discount. And it doesn't work to the extent that even all the services offering this stopped offering the service because Amazon does not like it that way. So people actually moved on to trying to outsmart Amazon and going with the algorithm. Now you can you cannot tell an organic sale from a giveaway sale because the giveaway sale is full price and it's done with like the search find buy method, which a lot of sellers implement, so Amazon doesn't really know that it's not a real sale, right? But the buyer or the seller, a private label seller, will reimburse the buyer, so it counts as a sale. It works for ranking. But if the product is doing $100,000 a month in sales, then how many giveaways do you have to do and absorb the cost of the product, of the inventory, and full Amazon FBA fees to actually rank that? You can do it, but I mean, you're talking about literally tens and thousands of dollars of investments in order to get there. That doesn't even make sense. And then the next thing is we also want to look at the search volume as an example. Okay, my students in either my private label club or my course, you all know you have access to the product research validator. So I get these forms submitted to me of products that I take a look at. And when I see products with really high search volume, I literally reply, this is too much of a search volume. It's just not going to work. High search volume does not mean it's a good thing. It does not mean it. So, because the higher the search volume, the more kind of demand there is and the more competition there is. It means there's going to be higher sales velocity, which again brings us back to the original problem, and that's not something we want. So honestly, these are the number one reasons, or reason should I say, why Amazon products don't sell. And people avoid this, they don't think about this, they think that any product is a good product, or anything with even low reviews. They don't think about that there's so many details in products that if it has 3 reviews, maybe as a whole market, there's something wrong with the market. It's unrealistic to find markets that are under 100 reviews. I tell this to my students all the time, and I'm to the point of being so desensitized to reviews that I look at a product that has 500 reviews, 200, even people with 700, and I say, good, this is a winner if everything else lines up, because I understand how this works. I understand that low search volume is actually a good thing, right? So basically, how do we avoid all this, and how do we actually find a winning product? Well, my whole philosophy is doing everything low risk. I love to teach this strategy. If you don't know how I do product research, I really suggest joining my private label club at theplclub.com. For $7, honestly, you will get so much information and you will have a completely different perception on finding products and what low risk versus high risk means, because high risk is what kind of is taught everywhere, right? These products that are hundreds and thousands of dollars in expenses, and there's never a certainty that you're going to win. But if you go more on a conservative kind of approach and you find these markets that maybe you only order 300 MOQ, which is mostly what people can afford, right? No one's going to be kind of thrilled to invest tens of thousands of dollars into a new product. I mean, I'm still not thrilled to do that. So I really prefer to do it the low risk way. And we really minimize risk. It is honestly the only way to go unless you want to really invest tens and thousands of dollars into a product that you have no certainty. But with this way, your product will actually get traction because the demand is high enough, but not too high to have all these hijackers and people trying to leave negative reviews on your listing, people trying to outbid you in PPC or take over your rank. It's a good balance, and that's what you need. But these products are often overlooked because they're not really that exciting. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're very bland. But the excitement is when you actually start to see returns. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do like it and subscribe to this channel for more. And hopefully I will see you inside my private label club.